Startup sequence initiated.
There's been more of scientific discovery, more of technical advancement and material progress in your lifetime and mine than in all the ages of history.
You're listening to Techify. New episode is online. Your hosts will materialize in 3, 2, 1.
Techify, episode 2, recorded on March 13th, 2016. I'm Eric Fullerton.
I'm Brad Coveland.
And today we're going to talk about a bunch of new services and stuff. Let's Techify.
Before we get into our discussions, I did want to throw out we got a nice little message from Brian Gollop on our SoundCloud page that said, "Good to hear the both of you again." So thanks for coming back and listening to a new show.
Yeah. Thanks for the comments. We have a YouTube page now, youtube.com/Techify podcast. You might be watching this from there. You might be listening through our SoundCloud page. Or somebody might be reading this to you from a transcript that they found somewhere in a dark alleyway. Who knows?
Probably near 4072. That's how they'll do our podcast at that point. They'll just be reading them off to each other.
Yep.
While they're huddled up, trying to stay safe from the zombie apocalypse.
In the future. But if you are listening to this in the future, this is some really old technology we're about to talk about today. But in the year 2016, this is cutting edge stuff.
Cutting edge.
And so we have a couple discussions first to start it off with. And what do you want to talk about?
I want to hear about some of this cool stuff that you have here.
Aha. Okay. So this is something really I'm excited about. Everybody is excited about this. This is really cool. If you haven't heard about it, I'll tell you about it. So there's a new AAA gaming engine. Actually, this is an old one that was bought by Amazon. I'm talking about Crytek's Cry engine. So this was purchased by Amazon. Lots of fixes were made, lots of improvements, and one of the most innovative things they've done really has to do with the price. It's free. There's no seat licensing. There's no subscription. It's completely free for a AAA. I mean, this is like a really good engine, and it's open source as well. So companies might take this and they might add to it. They might, you can do whatever you want to, right?
Oh, wow. Completely. So is there any kind of monetization on there? Like, how are they going to make money from this?
Yeah, okay. So Amazon...
Am I jumping ahead?
No, it makes sense. So the reason they would put something like this out for free is because it is directly integrated with the Amazon services. And I'm talking about their DynamoDB, their online database, their cloud storage, their EC2 service, which is virtual machines in the cloud. Basically, you can write software that is serverless. You don't need a server anymore. You can even the functions that you write are handled by a service called Lambda. They are functions in the cloud that talk to all of the other services in the cloud, and it's just like it's really awesome. But you're paying microtransactions for things like bandwidth and how many API calls are being called, things like that. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to hook you into this great game engine, but then get you using their services, and then that's what you're paying for. But it's not a bad deal. A lot of the biggest companies on the planet are using Amazon services. In fact, Netflix stores their files on S3, and that's their storage. They have tens of thousands of instances of the EC2 service, which is their virtual machines. They have a ton of machines all across different continents that are living in Amazon, data, data storage buildings, right? So
right.
So basically, you can do whatever you want to do. Basically, you can do serverless now.
Right. So as long as you're charging more than what they are to your users, then you shouldn't be losing money.
Right.
On that deal.
Yeah. You have to price it. you have to price your product just right when using Amazon services so that you don't go broke.
Right.
You know, because you have to know. And actually, there's a lot of calculators on Amazon services, and they will predict and they will help you understand how much money it's going to cost you a month at a certain degree of whatever you're wanting to do. You know, so that you don't bankrupt yourself, because that's bad for you and that's bad for Amazon.
Bad for them, yeah. I could see them almost working with companies to be like, hey, I see y'all's product is taking off and you may not be prepared for, you know, how much this is going to cost you right now. So let us work with you. And I'm not saying they're going to do that, but I could see them doing that.
Right. Yeah. Well, they do have a pretty extensive support service that, again, you have to pay for that, but they will help you with scaling and things like that. Anyway, so one of the coolest things I'm really excited about with this engine. Oh, and by the way, I haven't even said what the engine is called. It's Amazon Lumberyard. And so what's really cool about this is that it is directly integrated with Twitch, with the Twitch API. Okay, so a lot of people have used the Twitch API with things like interactive layouts, you know. So if somebody follows you, go ding, 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 you know, say, thanks, Brent Copeland, for the follow, or, you know, donations and stuff like that. But they have taken it 10 steps forward, and they have integrated much, much more into the game engine. So imagine you're playing a game that is directly linked to the chat room, right? So, for an example, let's say that a level is designed, is generated according to how many people are watching.
Right.
So you could have that level of interactivity. You can certainly have a game that plays itself, or that you just go into a chat room and everybody in the chat room plays the game, and you don't even have a streamer like anywhere near.
That would be crazy. You could also, just throwing out an idea here, though, but because we've seen this in the past with all the Minecraft stuff, like where they'll do, you know, a charity run, and they'll be like, okay, we're all on the server playing like Hunger Games or something.
Yeah.
Well, you can donate a power up to a player for this much. Well, you could build that directly into the game, so you don't have to like manually go in there and like type all that stuff. They could just, okay, hashtag, you know, so and so or whatever, however you build it in there, but straight from the chat or whatever.
Yeah,
it can just do it, and all suddenly it pops up in the game. Or
that's true, because the donation aspect, that's already an API call. So if I donate to the person who is streaming, that will automatically create something inside the game that you see instantly. Instant gratification. It's entertainment. It's everybody's happy. It's like, that's the level of gaming that we're about to experience. It's not just sitting and playing a game. It's like so interactive. I don't know. It like blows my mind. It's like, is it really a game at that point? Well, yeah, but it's like, wow. So
it's like, what game do you make here? Like, what's the first, like, do you do like the towers, right? So now you can get all your streamer friends like built into the game and like visit them in their houses, but then people can be doing stuff to each of you while you're in there, and it's just crazy stuff.
Yeah. So and it's not really complicated either. I looked at a lot of the documentation, and there's actually a lot of like Twitch interactive scripts that are basically drag and drop. And like, I mean, a lot of the logic has already been, you know, capsulized, and you can just say, well, I want this to happen. I don't want to write it, but hey, engine, you know what I'm trying to do, right? And it's like, drag and drop this over here. Okay. So also it runs on the language C++. I believe the old Cry engine worked on C#. So it's kind of a learning curve to change to C++ if you already know, familiar with coding and Crytek. Crytek's Cry engine, and I don't know why it's so sad. Why is it the Cry engine?
It's sad because, well, they had to sell it.
Yeah, I guess so. It wasn't doing that good for some reason. I don't know. And Amazon was like, dudes, now we don't have to start from scratch.
Right. Well, and the other thing I noticed on here with the Twitch stuff, not to backtrack a little bit, but that they also have the Twitch join in feature, which will let people build into their games a multiplayer aspect where the broadcasters who are twitching can invite fans in to play with them into that game.
Oh, right.
Just right in there. So you
Yeah.
can be like, yeah, and I can see that as it probably like goes, okay, here's all the people that are in your chat. You just click on one of them and
That's
pull them
true.
into the game.
Because before, or currently, I guess, kind of, it's like, well, how do I give them the IP address? I don't want to give it to everybody.
Right.
You know.
Who's on? Who wants to play? Right. Well, now
Yeah.
they're logged into their version of the game, and you'll see them on.
Or you can
if
be
they're in
dirty
their
and be
chat.
like, all right, $10, and you can play with me.
Right.
But you can certainly
not
do
dirty,
that.
not dirty, because for $10 you can podcast with us.
That's right. You
That's
can be
right.
right here,
Anytime.
right now with us.
We'll virtually put you right here.
Boing.
Ding ding ding.
So anyway, that's really the gist of it. It's a beautiful looking engine too. There's a lot of tutorials on YouTube. It really doesn't look that hard to get into if you're familiar at all with game engines. I was pretty interested at one point with the Unreal Engine, but I think with this happening, and I'm already really familiar with all the Amazon services. I've done a lot of cloud architecture, and I think this is definitely the one I'm going to be learning.
You better, because you're gonna have to make us basically a game, but it's a game that we can do our podcast through.
Yeah.
So it's technically a game because we're making it with this engine, but it will take our cameras and audio and do just like this, but then add in all these other features that we want to
Yeah.
talk with the chat live.
So this show is about to get real weird, everybody.
Just wait. Just Eric's gonna have to spend a few weeks
Yeah.
brushing up on the lumberyard. Get your saw ready.
I got to learn
Beaver
C++
teeth.
too. That's
Oh.
like one language I don't write, but I can learn it. I know Java. That's close enough.
Good.
Anyway, so
Good.
what you got? What you got this week?
Oh, this is something we just got a new service a few, weeks ago, and then a new service last week. We got Shipt a couple weeks ago. We got Uber just last week, and then we got Walmart groceries a few weeks ago. And I'm kind of lumping all these together because it's kind of like these new services that are kind of making the old school way of how you were doing things obsolete. Like, you no longer have to go to the store to shop. Amazon kind of did that too, right? But what if you need it, today?
Yeah.
You can't same day it, really. I mean, not that I know. Not really, right? I mean, I guess you have someone fly it on a plane to you.
Well, they have
really
it in big
expensive.
cities, select cities that
That's
have
true.
the 2 hour
We're a
shipping.
smaller city,
And they go out on bicycles,
right?
and it's like supposed to be like 30 minutes or 2 hours or something.
Yeah,
but
and
that's extremely limited.
And the bigger cities probably have stuff like Shipt like already, but we just got it. And the same thing with Uber. Like, I know it's in the big cities, but us small town folks, I'm kind of talking to everybody in that neighborhood too, because there's some things that I think you've got to know and learn with these new services. Like, for the most part, what they say in their advertising isn't always the true cost of it, and you need to make sure you look into detail. It's like Uber tells you you don't need your wallet, but as we found out, they're still expecting tips, just like you tip a taxi cab driver. So you got to think about stuff like that. But like, I've been using Walmart groceries, and basically at night, the difference between Walmart groceries and Shipt is Shipt will actually go to Publix here, which is a local grocery store chain, shop for you, like all the stuff you put in on the website. They'll go get it for you and then bring it to your house and bring it in and, like, I guess put it away for you or whatever.
Does that
right?
have to be groceries? I mean, I guess if it's at the
Publix.
store.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
anything
So
at
anything-
Publix.
okay, got it.
Well, except for alcohol and probably not cigarettes.
Condoms?
I assume. I could see probably. I don't know. Maybe anything that you have to be age restricted. Probably not. I don't know if
Okay.
condoms are, though. I don't think they are.
But crates and crates of monsters, like monster drinks.
Yeah, those could be. So I think you have to spend at least $35. Okay, so locally what it is you spend like $99 a year or like $14 a month, I think. And they'll do this for you. Now, one of the things that isn't quite up front on the website that you may not realize is how they make the money for this is they actually charge you more on some items. And when you dig in, it says for basically every, I want to say 50, I don't want to get this wrong. I'll say 25. It may be lower, but for like every $25, it's like $5.
Okay.
Your groceries will be a little bit higher. So you need to check your receipts and really see to make sure, you're getting what you paid for and how much that normally is to see if it's really a deal, if it's worth it. Like my wife and I do Walmart groceries because there's no upcharge on the items and it's free, but we have to go pick it up and it's not same day.
Right,
So there's definitely
yeah.
some differences there. Shipped, you can get it within, I think, 3 hours. So same day. So it's like, I've got a friend at work that uses it and they have a baby and it's like, they love it.
Ah, yeah,
Right.
that's great. Yeah.
They don't
yeah.
have to get the baby out. Even just to drive to Walmart to pick it
Or
up.
if you're
would be a
disabled
big
or,
deal.
whatever. So
Exactly.
that's great.
So it's a great service for things like that. And the thing I'm interested to see is if these services can make it in someplace like Huntsville, because like Huntsville's not a huge town. It's growing and it's fairly big, but I just like I don't feel like I would see Ubers all over the place. Like I don't see taxis all over the place, really. I mean, I'll see a taxi here or there.
Yeah, not really.
Unless it's 3 a.m. at the bar, then I'll see taxis.
Yeah, or 4th of July, on a holiday. But
Right. So I want to download the app and definitely start using it. Like we should go out drinking every couple weekends and use it. See how it compares.
Yeah.
Just to test it out. This is just for science, pure
Yeah.
tech science.
I remember they had something on local news. They had an interview with the very first Uber driver in Huntsville, Alabama.
Well,
And
was it someone scary?
well, I saw the headline to it and a link to it, but I didn't even click on
Oh.
it. I didn't even care that much. But it was a big thing apparently, right? It was on the news. It's like, Uber, what is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's great that it's finally here because we used it in Galveston, Texas, right?
Uber?
No, we used
Nashville.
Nashville.
Yeah, we used it a good bit there.
Yeah.
It was good, except for the fact that it was our first time, and we didn't know you were supposed to tip. I mean, we just kind of assumed you tipped, but then they couldn't take a non-cash tip. Like they had no way to take it, and I was like, well, that was the whole reason I used Uber, like over anything else, because all I got is a credit card.
Yeah.
Technically they're not supposed to even say that they take tips. Like the Uber's front it's a safety issue. Even you don't have to pull out cash in a stranger's car because that's what you're doing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the company says you're not supposed to tip. The drivers, and I've been to their forums and actually talked to them on their forums, they think if you don't tip, you're a sleazebag. Like seriously, they were angry. And they were angry at the company too, so.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's terms and services. It's like, it's terms of use or whatever. Like, don't use the product if you don't agree to the terms, right?
Yeah.
Don't be a
Uber
driver if you don't. You know what I mean? It's just their rules. Like they can
Yeah.
do whatever they want to. It's just the rules. I do believe in tipping, though. I'm not saying, this is awesome. You can skip out on a tip. Like, if the company expects you to tip, then tip.
Yeah, I will, and I wish Uber would change their stance. That's my whole problem. Is Uber is so like on that path of, hey, we don't tip, you don't have to tip, that it kind of screws their drivers. It puts them in this place where, because they're not supposed to ask for tips, they're, they can take them. Obviously, because they just can't like if you look at how much you pay for an Uber cab ride, and this goes for Shipt too. Like you should be tipping your Shipt people who bring your groceries too.
Oh yeah.
Put that in your cost though, as you're waging it. But Shipt's not going to tell you to tip the people, right? But do you think someone's going to be able to live like you're paying $14 a month, right? How many times do you go shopping in a month?
Like grocery shopping?
Grocery shopping.
Like twice, probably. Like
Twice?
every 2 weeks, probably.
Okay.
something like
See, we go every week.
that. Okay.
Every single week. So we go 4 times a week.
A month.
No, we go 4 times a week. We go 16 times a month, man. No, we go 4 times a month. So that's, that's my math is horrible. That's what, like $4, 3 something, $4.
Yeah.
A trip with that $14.99 a month.
Yeah.
So you're saying for an hour, I would say it would take an hour at least to go shop and bring it to my house and gas. It's $4. I mean, that's $4 an hour.
Yeah.
Like, who can live on $4 an hour?
Yeah.
So they've got to be making money somewhere else. I mean,
Yeah.
it just flat out, the business model would not work. So you got to look at like, well, you need to tip them, right? But that's not in the cost. And the same with that upcharge on the grocery. So it's like, it ends up being X amount, and I'll let you do the math. But like we said, it's for some people, it's going to be a great service. Just, buyer beware. Same thing with the Walmart groceries. There's been some times where on their website, it seems like you're getting like the 15-ounce can of corn that you're used to.
Yeah.
And then you get it and you're like, we're going to be eating a crap load of corn tonight because it's like a huge thing.
Yeah, like 2 gallons of corn.
Yeah, and I don't know if I clicked on the wrong corn or if they picked out the wrong corn, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, corn. It's going to be coming up. Well, I'll stop there.
Yeah, that was a little corny.
Okay, we've been talking about that a lot. Let us know what you think. If you use these services, tweet to us at Techify Podcast and let us know what you think. How they've been working.
And also, YouTube comments are great. SoundCloud comments are great. And also, if you don't want anybody reading your comments and it's just to us, send us an email, techifypodcast@gmail.com. We're just going to throw that in there and then get on with the show.
Yeah, we'll get a speak pipe set up eventually, too.
Oh, yeah, for voicemail and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. So let's get on to this. Next week, we'll have proper bumpers. We like to promise that every week. But for now, Tech Starter.
Tech Starter.
Yeah. Tech Starter. So here's where we talk about things that we found in Kickstarter, Indiegogo, crowdfunding sites like that. Some cool technology. And so a couple weeks ago, or months, I don't remember when it was. Probably last year.
It was in the past.
Yeah.
Sometime.
It took them quite a while to deliver and all this kind of good stuff. But just a few, maybe a month or two ago, I got it in the mail. And what it is it's the world's first true Android PC. It's called the Remix Mini. I paid $55 for it.
What?
And I was
you didn't get the Pine?
I wasn't even one of the first backers. Like one of the first backers, it was like $30 or something like that. And I'm talking about a PC here, like full on. Okay, so this is it is a tiny little box, and it has let me pull up the site here with all the little specs. So it has a gig of RAM, has 8 gigs of storage inside. It has 2 USB ports in the back. Right now I have a keyboard plugged into one and a mouse plugged into the other. It has HDMI out. I forget what the resolution is. I think it's 1080 or maybe beyond, but I think I have mine set to 1080 right now. It has a desktop. It has Windows. It has you can right click. There's a mouse. There's it doesn't look like Android, but it really is the Android OS. The Android OS is open source, so you can take it and you can do what you want with it. This company has taken it and it has put a taskbar on it, even a start menu to look like Windows. It has a tray in the bottom right. It looks like Windows. You can pull up a native Android app. It will appear in a window and you can minimize it, you can maximize it. It's brilliant. I mean, it's like if Android got it on with Windows. I mean, it's like it's awesome.
Now, what's the power like? Like, are you just surfing on this thing?
Okay, so I've it's 64-bit. It processes very fast. It's very nice. But the GPU or the graphics processor isn't great. But you can play games and things.
You can play games.
Yeah,
like,
you can.
Chess and.
But we're talking about like tablet speeds, right? Like a tablet would.
Okay.
So I also have a Nexus 9, or is it a Nexus 7? Nexus 9, and it feels like that. So I have I play
Hearthstone.
I play Hearthstone on my tablet. Feels exactly like on the Remix Mini.
You can play it on that?
Yeah, I play it on that. The frame rate drops here and there, though. It's not like smooth and creamy or anything, but either
Creamy.
you know, but either is the tablet, and I have the newest Nexus tablet. You know, so it's
And it's got Ethernet, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB.
yep.
It's only 60 to 240 watts. No, 10 watts. Standard desktop is 60 to 240.
Yeah,
so
it's low power.
no power.
And it's very small. Doesn't get hot at all. It doesn't even get warm. And it just tucks away behind your monitor. I mean, it's pretty awesome. So
okay, go on. Sorry.
there are a lot of apps. I mean, you can run everything simultaneously. You can have a couple up in Windows, and you can have them up on the screen at the same time. It's not like a tablet where you can only see one app at a time. And when you have a whole lot of apps up at the same time and they're not full screened, I did notice a little bit slowdown. But I mean, but for what you're going to be doing on an Android, I think it's totally worth it. It's totally cool to have an extra computer laying around. Granted, I don't do a lot of processing on it because it's right next to my awesome like i7 computer, you know, with 20 gigs of RAM and stuff. So like really, I'll pull it up and I'll have Google Music playing on it. I'll have like TweetDeck on it. You know, just like social stuff. Really,
Right.
I haven't really found a good use for why. You know, it's in my life. You know, like
Right.
I
Well,
bought
that's-
it. I bought it because it was a cool idea.
No, and it looks cool, and it reminds me of kind of like, well, except for with more stuff kind of installed, but like the Pine or the you know, the Arduino stuff and the Raspberry Pi and the
It's great in a living room where you don't have a computer, or maybe.
So you just
do,
hook it up to your TV?
Yeah, HDMI out, so it goes right in, and you can just change the source on your TV, and suddenly you have a browser.
And do you use like a Bluetooth keyboard and a Bluetooth mouse, or
I don't, but you can. You can have wireless. I didn't even go as far as to buy new stuff. I pulled out an old Dell keyboard out of my closet, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to like have something. But yeah, you can make it a permanent fixture in your living room and have like, you know, everything you need there. So
well, it sounds like Jeremy, David, and Ben did a fabulous job.
is that the designers?
That's
of the
their team.
OS?
That's
They
their
did.
team. So, and you said you got the 2 gig Kickstarter standard.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
So if you buy now, it is $89.99, which I still think that's a
Okay.
good price, because if you're looking at a tablet, and if you want to try to like HDMI out of your tablet, you know, awkwardly, and like have that in your living room as kind of a pseudo setup,
Right.
and buy like some wireless, don't go that route. Just buy one of these. It's perfect for that. So under $100. Bam.
Sounds pretty cool.
Pretty delicious.
Sounds like you're gonna have many of these.
Many
Many of these.
The other cool thing in Techstarter is I just saw this yesterday, I think. So I kickstart a lot of things, and also I use Indiegogo a lot. So I'm always getting that weekly newsletter email spam thing, but I like it because, you know, I just kind of skim through it. It seems to kind of know what you like too. I don't know if it's a smart newsletter, but it always seems to kind of give me things that I like. I love microphones, and I love headphones, and I love cameras. Those are my 3 favorite things, and they're always showing me that stuff. So here's a new microphone, and it says it's touted as the smartest and smallest microphone. It is a Bluetooth wireless microphone with exceptional, pickup, a great sensor inside. I mean, it's a really good audiophile grade microphone.
Right.
But the cool thing is that it is Bluetooth, so it goes to your phone, and you can record, from your phone. But what's really cool about it is the portability. It's small, and they've made many ways to attach it to things. Like you can attach it to, a wall or a car or somebody's clothes. There's Velcro, there's a sticker, there's
Looks like you could swallow one.
Yeah,
like
you
record your
probably eat it.
intestines
You
and
probably
stuff.
could. There's a meter on it. There's a rechargeable battery. You just throw it in. I think it's like a micro USB or something. It's just a really good. Basically, oh yeah, and there's a little plastic clip too. So if you want to put it on some clothes in a pocket or on your lapel or whatever. So basically, it's kind of like a lav mic. So
Right.
it's great for filmmakers. Or news crews or whatever to basically just use that as a lav mic. And lavs can cost a good set from Sennheiser. We paid I don't remember $2,000 for it.
Yeah.
1,500 or something. And this is kind of like all of that in one. So you just record on a phone, you attach that to somebody's inside of their clothes, and they talk. You could do interviews real quick and easy. You could just pop it up at a panel at a convention, record everybody's voice. It's just cool. It's small, and I'm really thinking about backing it. And right now, it is the total funds. It is been funded 539%, so it is more than funded. And right now, the cheapest one you can get is $149
Here you go.
with shipping.
That's still a good price. But
That's the cheapest, pledge or whatever. They're called pledges, right?
sure, that sounds
Or
good.
something.
Go-Go's.
Go-Go's.
The pledges sounds good.
There's
It's splash proof, waterproof.
No, that's right. Yeah, so you honestly can put it on anything you want to. There's pictures of there's a little video showing all this stuff, and somebody's just stuck it to his acoustic guitar and just like playing it, just records the vibrations, and somebody's stuck it to a tailpipe of a car. I mean, you can stick it anywhere.
Right. And
It's called
the funny thing is they have the comparison here from them, and just so like you can see a live comparison. Like I just bought one of these.
a Zoom mic.
Oh well, you can't. I mean, you're holding it up to the camera, but I got it all blocked off by that.
Yeah.
But I bought one of these for the Smite convention to do some interviews with. This would have been so much better, and you said 150.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, and they've got the price list right there. Like this was, basically $100 for this, and I would have so much rather spent $50 more. Anybody want to buy one of these for $80? I'll sell a Zoom. Zoom.
So it's called Instamic. So if you're just listening to this and you're curious, go to Indiegogo and look up Instamic. So
I'm still looking at this. Don't keep talking about it.
That's about it, really.
Everybody have a seizure.
It's a smart mic.
I just want to know, how are they playing the guitar like that? Like using it like a shaker or picks in one hand and like fretting with the other? It looks like. No, I'm just kidding. I know that's.
Don't fret.
Of course you would do that.
Whoa.
It's
This
really
got bad.
Really? I can't think of anything.
You know what might help?
If
help
we
this
tune
show out?
up the next segment.
If we tech it up a notch.
No. Tag it up. Tag it up.
Tech it up. Tech it up.
Tag it up.
Up.
A notch.
And this is crazy futuristic news happening right now. Weird news that we've seen and stuff like that. And so let's talk about this cool new technology that Google has unveiled. And this is, I am loading the page. Okay, so Google unveils neural network with superhuman ability to determine the location of almost any image.
Holy moly. And this is thanks to Tobias Wade, a computer vision specialist at Google, and a couple of his pals.
His pals.
So
the premise is being able to tell the location of any image taken in the world, no matter if it's outside or even indoors. So those pictures that, those selfies that you take in your bathroom, those can be traced to a specific location on the planet. Isn't that kind of scary?
that is very scary.
And it's pretty weird. The technology is interesting. They ended up creating quadrants of the world, and what they're doing is they're comparing, or they have a database, a giant database, billions of pictures that they've analyzed and stored specific data about in different areas. And say it's an outdoor picture, they're going to look at things like plant life, the terrain, the sky, the any kind of structure, any landmarks, obviously, stuff like that. And indoors, they'll kind of do the same thing, except for not like layouts and stuff, because every house can be, or any interior can be built by man, right, or woman. But they look at objects and items and products and anything with words on it, languages and all that kind of stuff. And they just, through an AI, through an algorithm, and through looking up databases of things they already know, they can determine where it's taken. So I think that's really cool. If they could do this with video, I guess they could, because video is just a series of pictures anyway. That's just pretty amazing. What I kind of hope they do is they license this to the world as some sort of like open source service, or maybe not even open source. Who knows? Maybe just a service, right? Maybe an API, an SDK you download, and you can put this technology into your mobile app.
Right.
So if you ever need the ability to know where a picture's taken, you can do that.
And this is Planet.
Oh yeah,
Is the name of
Planet.
it? PLANET.
Yeah.
And it's like capital P, capital N. And they actually, and if I'm going over something you were going to say, just stop me and I'll let you say.
Good.
But they actually took this and used this to test it against some well-traveled people who'd traveled around the world and stuff. And they put it through this game called GeoGuessr.
That's a great game too.
Yeah, and it's that's GeoGuessr.com to see which did better. Planet. How do you say it? Planet? Or do you say it like you're
planet, but
Planet? I am going to. Anyway, in total, Planet won 28 of the 50 rounds, or half the time.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that shows you it's already better than human beings.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's pretty creepy.
Hey, where's this picture? Oh no, it's in Brent's underwear. Wait, no, that's Snapchat, not Planet. What's going on? It's weird stuff.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You want to play Guesser?
I love playing Guesser. That's my favorite.
I've never played. I heard you talking about it.
Oh,
I
really?
think. Yeah.
Oh, we should play after this. It's really cool.
Oh, you don't just play it like during the show?
During the show?
Just right now.
I think it might be riveting for audio listeners.
That is
We're looking at
Florida. Do I click on here?
a very common. Yeah. You just you can zoom in on the map and you click on where you think this is.
No, it's not Florida. Man, that looks like Huntsville. Wait, can I move the map around? I don't want to
you can
accidentally
move it around.
click.
And you, when you play GeoGuessr, you walk around
Go in
and you
Tennessee.
you look at the land. But for the sake of time, we're just going to click. Okay, so
Oh, that wasn't too far, was it?
so you were 426 miles.
In the world.
Well, it looked like it was in the south. Oh wait, where was it?
It was in Chicago,
Oh, it's north.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely looked American.
right?
400 miles. Nah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Here's some sort of observatory or something.
Yeah. Oh, man. That one. Oh, God.
Lots of plant life. Probably not a desert, huh? But maybe, I don't know, Switzerland. I don't know.
Done with that game. Okay.
But really cool game. It's fun
And
to
cool
play.
tech.
Cool tech.
Planet.
Planet.
Planet Parenthood. That's going somewhere we don't want to go to right now. Oh, is that all we want to talk about that one? Do we want to move on?
Yeah, let's move it on.
Into Tech 5. Tech 5.
Take 5.
Tech 5.
Tech 5. Yeah, Tech 5.
Are we supposed to take 5? Tech 5.
Tech it. Supposed to tech it.
This is our 5 tools for live streaming. These are some kind of cool new things that are coming out now. Some are in beta. Some have been out for a while. Some have had updates. So I want to run through these. For audio recording, this is something that I've used a couple times called Zencastr, and that's Zencastr. And what this is you can actually use this as your VoIP solution, or you can use it in conjunction to Skype, Google Hangouts, or some other method of actually talking. And what it does is each person logs into your Zencastr channel, and it records them separately, locally. So you
that's
get
great.
audio that's separated for each person that's talking, which is great for podcasters and streamers who are doing it with people who aren't in the same room like us. Some other cool things that it does is that you can actually, at the end of it, you can say, you know what, that sounds good. Go ahead and mix it together. And it'll just go ahead and slap it all together and even do a little bit of compression and some other audio tools right there, and then give you the file. You don't have to download it because it will put all of these right into your Dropbox.
That's cool.
You give it a Dropbox folder, and so you don't have to. Oh God, I just kicked the world. You don't have to rely on your co-host to upload their file. Like that was always a big hassle in the old days. Was like, hey, record this with Audacity, and then upload it. Oh man, I forgot to record.
Yeah.
Well, now we can't do a show at all. So Zencastr is a pretty cool one.
How much is that?
It's free.
Oh,
Right
it's
now
free.
it's in beta right now.
It's free,
But
okay.
it's free. I have had some issues of drifting on it because of the timing and some people's computers being different. But in an editor, you can fix that super easy, and that's what's nice about having the separate tracks. But if you're lucky, we did a show with 4 people, and only one person drifted. Everybody else was dead on. So
Pretty sweet.
good stuff. Another one, this is something you were showing me that looked really cool. Do you want to talk about the Live Wedge?
Yeah, this is called Live Wedge, and it's a piece of hardware. It's made by Cerevo. It is a live switcher, a video switcher. It has 4 video inputs. They're all HDMI. It has 5 audio inputs, and you can put in, say you put in 4 cameras, and you put in the audio mix from your mixer, and you want to do a podcast, right? You know, and you have somebody wants to, switch between all the heads talking. You don't need a computer for this. All you need is this piece of hardware. The interface that you use is not a monitor; it's a tablet. And right now, it's only iOS, which is kind of. Oh wait, no. I'm thinking of a different product. This is I believe this is on both Android and iOS, but it just uses a tablet as its interface. So you could just sit there and you see the screens, you see the mixer. It has a really nice interface, and you just touch the head that you want to cut to, and it you're just live switching from a tablet. Also, it will output a stream straight to a number of different streaming services. So you could just go right out to Twitch from this little box that does it all, and you can switch. It seems pretty cool to me.
Nice.
The only downside is the price, but this would eliminate $1,000 computer and a $200 mixer. A monitor. It would eliminate a lot of that stuff, but it's $1,000. So if you're willing to put down $1,000, it seems like a decent mixer. I've seen a lot of interviews and videos on this thing. It's very new. I believe this came out of CES of this year or last year, or when was the last CES? The previous CES.
The only.
I think it was in February. But anyway.
I think it's the only one they've ever had.
The first and last CES. So yeah, there you go.
The next one is it's a giveaway tool, and I don't really even know how to say this because I believe it's this gentleman's name, but it's Lax, LACHHS's giveaway tool. And basically it's this flash that you can go in and it will suck in the names of the people in the channel and stuff, and you can basically run a giveaway And it looks all really cool when it's running the giveaway. And I'm trying to let it show. So I'll fast forward to the video so you can see what I'm talking about. But it will go through and like random through all the people in your chat, like you would normally do a Twitch giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
And this one he's doing is, who's got the biggest balls. I don't know.
Like somebody in the chat room does.
And so it'll automatically then pick the winner, and it'll go in, and it looks really cool, right? Like it's all like, woo! And then you can set it to like, if you want to make sure the person is there when they win, you can say, well, you've got to talk. Okay, if you don't talk to me within this time, someone else will get it. And so this shows you what happens if they don't talk.
Oh, that's so cool.
Right, so it's all Flash, and the cool thing is you can go in and edit the Flash files. So if you know how to do Flash or someone who can edit it for you, you don't have to have those images that he has. You can change the fonts. You can, change the placement and do everything you want. He's like, go for it. And so
this is using the Twitch API. So this is a very kind of a simplified Amazon lumberyard game kind of interaction, right? But it's kind of on that same idea, that same premise. That's pretty cool. That looks fun.
The next one is one I've actually been using for a few channels. It's in beta right now, and it's called DeepBot, and it's a bot for your Twitch channel. Mm-hmm. It runs separately in another window, like on your machine, and has a bunch of tabs, and it will do things like the normal bots will do. Like people can suggest music and put it on your like playlist, and you can approve it and things like that. It'll say hello to people, when they enter the chat if you want it to. Okay. So it'll do all the kind of like the standard things that all the bots do. But the cool things that it does that are a little different is there's a bunch of mini games you can actually play in it, and you can have like basically a currency in your channel. So like in my channel, I used buttons because I like buttons, and we used to give buttons out to everybody whenever we went to people for our shows. It would have our picture on. So that was our currency, and you set it to like if someone's in your chat room, they accrue buttons. And if they're VIPs or something, say they've donated before, you can set like different tiers. They accrue more buttons. Oh, yeah. Well, then they can use these buttons to play mini games, or you can have giveaways where they can use those buttons for the giveaways and things like that. So there's kind of like this whole currency. But like the mini games, you can kind of make your own in a fashion. You can set up all the like sounds and stuff to trigger on donations and all that stuff. Really cool bot, and they keep adding to it. It's in beta right now. You can search for DeepBot. I believe I want to say it's like $10 to get into the beta. It does cost to get in, which is a little different than the other bots, but it does a lot. It's a lot of fun. So give that a try.
It's kind of cool. So can you get it once and then just put it anywhere on any channel?
I think it's per channel.
Oh, okay.
So because you've got to like name your bot, and that kind of ties it to. You can go in and you've got an account where you can like rename your stuff. Mm-hmm. You may be able to switch the channel at that point. I haven't tried.
Oh, okay.
But I know that like unless you can change it there, that it is kind of per channel. The next one, the last one, or the fifth one, is Stream Tip, which is a new way to tip your streamers or get tipped by your peeps who are watching you. And it's free. They've got a hosted tipping page, and they also have a huge API that you can work with to do whatever you want with. And so just whenever you're looking for those ways to get paid, this is just a new service. I haven't tried it out yet, to be honest, but from the API and stuff, it looked really cool that it does work with Twitch, Hitbox, YouTube, and I believe they're adding in other services too. So across the board, you can get to work everywhere. Everywhere. There is an honorable mention. There's actually two that I want to talk about. One is Strexum.tv.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
And this is, if you don't like messing with overlays, Basically, this is a way to kind of get your overlays made for you. They do them for you, and then you just basically connect it into your Twitch and get it set up to show on over your, like how we have this Techify thing around here. Basically, they have some pre-made things. I'm actually running through it and trying to authorize it right now to even show you how it's. Seeing if I can do one real quick, but you just go in.
It works with OBS, I thought, right?
I think it works with OBS and XSplit.
Oh, okay.
Because I've had it working before.
And there's
there's
some themed ones, like you can choose a game, Diablo or Counter-Strike or whatever. There's a whole lot to choose
H1Z1,
from.
Dota, LOL.
Yeah, and some are free and some are not.
Yeah, that's the one thing is you can accrue like their money to buy like more advanced ones, but there's a couple free ones that are kind of generic that I used in the past.
Yeah, the generic ones look cool.
And it'll be like red, and it'll have like and it just buyer beware. It just killed my browser, but so it may be asking me to accept something. But anyway, so that's why it's an honorable mention and not on the list.
Oops.
And we're kind of running long here. So this last one here is tards.net.
Tards?
And this is a way to reduce lag. Someone told me about this because people were complaining about lag on some channel, and they said, hey, you should get this. So I've not used it, but I know JBJ Blaze, this one's actually for you because you're always saying you're having problems with the lag, that maybe this will help you, and then you can let us know if it does. See how that works? And if it does, maybe you can send us in a voicemail and let us know how it works and if it worked for you.
So it says Tards Playa. I proudly present to you the Tards Playa that can has lag reduce when watching Twitch streams.
Yeah, let's just say this, buyer beware. That's talk about. I was gonna do a little screen capture. This is their whole website, so it's like, that's it. It's very that's very lag free experience. But I would go to the subreddit Tards Playa and read there more about it. But if you're getting lag in your Twitch streams, go check this out and see if it helps you out, or if they steal your credit card number. Let us know either way. And if they do steal your credit card number, we are not going to be held liable. That's just what I'm saying. I mean, if you sue us, you sue us. We don't have money.
I do have a remix mini, I guess.
Why don't you try the Tards player on that?
Yes.
So, I probably
shut down sequence.
Oh God, I did that too soon.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Techify.
Oh no! Oh yes, but that's incredible!
A podcast brought to you by Large Marge Media. We hope you will join us again next week. Goodbye.